Hello students, welcome back to classes on IoT. So we were talking about the IoT architectural drivers. So various parameters to be considered as drivers of IoT architecture. First parameter, you can consider this as a challenge or issue, scaling. Uh, the massive scale of IoT endpoints, they are the sensors. Okay, components or endpoints of IoT is always the sensor is far beyond that typical of IT network. The thing you have to remember here is we are comparing it with the existing IT network, information technology network is how IT network varies from how IoT network is varies from IT network. That is what we are going to discuss throughout almost. So here in IoT, in case of IoT, the endpoint will be sensors always. So the massive scale of IoT endpoints is far beyond that of the typical IT infrastructure. IT infrastructure, what happens? The terminals will be there, nodes will be there at the end almost, right? So mostly it depends on the software. But here in IoT, what happens is the most of the things are, are depending on the uh, hardware points or hardware components, you can say. Okay. The IPv4 address space has reached exhaustion and is unable to meet the IoT scalability requirement, the architectural change required. Okay. Scale can be met only with using IPv6. Network IT network continue to use IPv4, whereas in IoT requires IPv6. Okay. So what are the changes to be made for the existing IT infrastructure? If the packet transmission, you know about the packet transmission over internet. So there are two versions basically, IPv4 we have and IPv6 we have. So IPv4 is relevant in most of the IT. It is used in most of the IT infrastructure, whereas for IoT IPv6 need to be used. Next challenge or issue to be considered is about the security. So IoT devices, especially those on wireless sensor networks, are often physically exposed to the world. Since they are the sensor, they are used to capture some real world data, so they are exposed to real world, right? So security is one of the issue, right? It may cause the physical damage or any other environmental related damage to be protected. So security is required at every level of the IoT network, and every IoT endpoint, that is the thing but the sensor, right, on the network must be a part of overall security strategy and must support the device level authentication like encryption. See, if a sensor belongs to one particular network, the non-member from the network should not be able to access that, right? There should be a sort of encryption for sending and receiving the data or exchanging the data, or simply you can call for accessing the data. This is one of the requirement. Then devices and network constrained by power, CPU, memory and link speed, that is transmission speed. So the thing you should consider here is due to the massive scale and longer distance. The networks are often constrained, lossy, and capable of supporting only the minimal data rate because of the length of the network, right? Not just the length, even because of the number of nodes or number of elements that you have used in the network. Uh, So the new last mile wireless technologies are needed to support the constrained IoT devices over the longer distance. The important thing here is the distance. One is for over longer distance. We are expecting minimal data loss with maximum speed. Okay, the network is also constrained, meaning modification need to be made to the traditional network layer transport mechanism. Next parameter to be considered is about the massive volume of the data generated. Since there are n number of or many number of sensors we are using, so they are capturing and sending the data in real world, in real time, right? Frequently, like per second or per minute, how you set the things, or once it is triggered, but the massive amount of data will be inputted to the system at a time from the different terminals or the different end nodes or different sensors, right? The sensors generate a massive amount of data on a daily basis or hourly basis, causing network bottlenecks and slow the analytics in the cloud. As you are aware of, because of the massive number of data generated, and it is transmitted towards the central node or server, data computation and analytic process slow downs, right? Slows down. Data analytics capability need to be distributed throughout the IoT network from the edge to the cloud. In traditional IT network, analytics and applications typically run only in the cloud. Okay, that's what the uh, additional thing to be made here. So transportation of data from edge to cloud, that is what the additional thing required here in the IoT. Next parameter is for the about the support for legacy devices. So IoT network often comprises a collection of modern IP capable endpoints as well as the legacy non-IP devices that rely on serial or proprietary protocol. That is nothing but, say, digital transformation is a long process that may take many years, many months, whatever, many days you can say in general, instead of saying many years. And IoT network need to support protocol transition and tunneling mechanism to support the legacy protocol over standard based protocols such as Ethernet and IP. See, the legacy protocol over the standard protocol for transmission is required because the transmission does among the nodes from node to the towards the server or from node to the system, right? So various local level protocols or legacy protocols are to be need to be implemented here for transmission. Next is the need for data to be analyzed in the real time. This is one of the fundamental requirement, whereas traditional IT network perform the scheduled batch processing of data, like for every 6 hours or per day, once in a day, the data will be processed as a batch. That is what traditional IT network is. But in IoT, data needs to be analyzed and responded in the real time window. Instantly, it is to be processed and responded, not like batch data and all. So you are getting, I hope you are getting the difference. See, whatever the data to be computed or to be saved, to be kept as a batch, once or twice in a day, that batch of data will be processed. That's what the existing classical method of in case of IT. But for IoT, the requirement is data to be instantly processed and delivered to the appropriate result to be delivered. So analytics software need to be positioned closer to the edge and should support the real-time streaming analytics. Only thing you have to remember here is real-time processing or real-time analytics is required. That's it. So these are the architectural drivers for IoT. Okay. So the next is about the IoT architecture. Several architectures we will be discussing here. Okay, like one M2M IoT standard architecture. So machine to machine. M2M stands for machine to machine. Okay, we'll see that. So this is what one M2M IoT architecture element. Along with that, we'll be discussing IoT WF. Okay, uh, this architecture as well. WF stands for the Word Forum IoT Word Forum architecture. This is so a layered architecture. Both are the layered architecture. This is also an architecture with 7 different layers. Okay, we'll be discussing about their layers as well. Then edge computing layer. Sorry, one of the layer it is of the same architecture. Okay, and we'll do the comparison among both the architectures. Fine. Let us see about the IoT architecture and its comparison in the next session. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.